What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the top couple of stocks that I'm watching and looking to trade this upcoming week, the third week of October in 2018. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys that want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. And you can follow me on Instagram if you want to as well. All of those links are down below in the description box. We're talking every single day, mostly in the Discord group chat, about stocks, trading, strategies, news, and we're just networking with each other, building, a very strong community around what this whole channel is, based upon, which is trading stocks, investing, stock market news, and pretty much everything dealing with the stock market. And it's also the best way to contact me in the Discord group chat, so make sure to get down there and join that. Again, links are down below in the description box. So just to recap the entire market as a whole, because I do get a lot of new viewers every single day, and a lot of you guys may not even know that the stock market has been, not crashing, but it's been selling off pretty heavily over the past 2 weeks. So let's just go over that very quickly, just to quickly recap the stock market, sell-off. So we saw the Dow Jones, one of the three major indexes that we follow in the United States markets, was at $27,000 roughly at its high. About what day was this? On October 3rd. This was about 11 days ago. So this was before the mayhem happened in the stock market, which was the massive sell-off. So we saw it sold off about 7%, all the way down to about $25,000. So 7%, that's not considered a crash whatsoever. That's not even considered, that's just considered, a correction, right? 7% is a healthy correction in any index. Anything above 15 to 20% is considered a crash, and anything above 30 is considered, a major crash, 30% drop in any stock, any index, anything like that. So 7% is just a correction, guys. So nothing crazy. I mean, it is pretty, it's a vast correction, but it's not too crazy, right? This is not something that we haven't seen before. We've seen a correction here, right? This one wasn't as big, but this was still about a 5% correction. And this was, a lot of people were probably scared during this particular time period, but as we can see now that we're looking back on it, this was an absolutely phenomenal time to be buying into the markets, because from here we saw a big increase of about 11%. So a lot of people do think that this just is another correction, right, and another opportunity to buy into stocks long term. So Dow Jones down 7%. The S&P 500 topped at about 2950-ish, all the way down to about 2730. So that one's down about 7% as well. And the NASDAQ is the third one that we cover, and this one's it went from 7730 all the way down to about 6950-ish, and this one dropped more than the other two. This one's dropped about 10%. So overall, guys, the three major indexes that we cover are down about 7 to 10% respectively, right? So not too crazy, but this is a sizable correction, like I said. And a lot of people do think that this is a very good opportunity to hop into stocks, right, as another buying opportunity for the long term. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So now that we talked about the three major markets, what am I going to be trading? What am I going to be watching for this upcoming week when it comes down to swing trading, and when we're looking at stocks as a whole? And this is contingent based upon whether or not this is the reversal point in the markets or not. So what I mean by that, guys, is that I'm not going to be looking to take any swing trades until we get the 100% confirmation that the markets are reversing, because until then, guys, I'm most likely going to be continuing trading what I've been trading this past week, which has been the bear ETFs, these ETFs that go up in price as the markets are selling off, as well as these market ETFs here that I've been trading, which has mostly been TVIX. I've been day trading this one a bunch over the past couple of days, in and out with the ridiculous volatility that we've been seeing, and this is one that goes up in price as the markets are going down in price, right? So Like I said, guys, it's contingent on whether or not the markets are going to reverse here. And what I mean by that is, are the markets going to start to push up here and start to recover, 100%? Or are the markets going to, recover here for a couple of days, which is what I'm actually waiting for? I want to see a recovery for a couple of days and a push up, right? Or are they going to recover here for a couple of days and then get rejected and continue to sell off, which is what's going to lead me to trade these bear ETFs and these ETFs that go up in price as the markets continue to sell off. So let's say the markets continue to sell off. I'm going to be trading mostly TVIX, UVXY, and a bunch of inverse ETFs that we've talked about on this channel. I'm going to be trading DRIP. I'm going to be trading LABD, a bunch of these bear ETFs. I'm going to talk about those more in depth as the weeks come along and if the markets do continue to sell off. But if this is a point in time where the markets are going to reverse and start to curl back up and push out of this downtrending pattern, because if we look here on the 20-day 1 minute on the Dow Jones, guys, we notice that it's still technically downtrending because it is trading below the EMA line. We've noticed that it's seen days of slight consolidation, but then from there, it's pushed back down, meaning that the EMA is acting as a resistance, meaning that this one is still downtrending. And we've seen it over the past couple of days that it's still downtrending, but now we're seeing some consolidation again. But I don't want to jump the gun on any swing trades until I see a break out of this downwards trending channel and a push up in the major markets, including the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, right? So if we look over here to the NASDAQ or the S&P first, same thing, right? This one's been downtrending and it's not really showing any signs of a break above, but now it's showing a little bit of a sign of consolidation, but I want to see a few days of this and then a pop up before I take the swing trades, like I said. So let's say, for example, we do break out of this downwards trending channel today or this week in the major markets. What stocks am I going to be watching and what stocks am I going to be looking to trade? The answer to this is pretty much all the large cap stocks, pretty much all of the stocks that got hit over the past 2 weeks, which is a lot of stocks. Like I've been saying over the past couple of days, guys, over the past couple of trading days, past couple of videos, there's a ton of opportunity out there right now in the stock market, but I'm just waiting for the market to reverse. And timing the stock market is not really possible, guys. It's a myth, but I want to follow my technical guidelines in terms of breaking out of the downwards trending pattern before I do take any swing positions. So the stocks that I'm going to be watching for the most part, guys, are all here in my active watch list. There's going to be a bunch of other ones as well, but these are the most important ones in my eyes that I want to be watching, and I'm going to talk about them in today's video very quickly, right? So we're going to look over here on the 184-hour chart so we can see the carnage that went on this past week in the stock market on these major stocks. So let's hop onto Apple first. Apple is actually slowly recovering. We saw a big sell-off to about 211, so this would have been a good swing trade as the market has been recovering over the past couple of days, but this one is not really yet pushing up through these 180 SMA and the 50-day SMA indicators, which means that it's not really uptrending in price quite yet. So I wouldn't really consider swinging this one until we hit about possibly 225, 227-ish dollars. So this one is one that I'm watching, obviously due to the big pullback that we saw, but I do want to see the markets as a whole reverse before even hopping into Apple. So that's just one example of one that does have some margin for profit. One that has a ton of margin for profit is actually AMD. AMD at this point, guys, at $26.35, it's down close to 25% from its high of about $34. So this could be a big gainer, possibly, right, if the markets are able to reverse. You guys see the trend here. If the markets are able to reverse, these stocks are going to end up going up in price. We obviously all know that. It's just about when this is going to happen and catching it at the right time. Because like I said, it's not really possible to time the market. It's impossible to time the market. I'm not going to be sitting here lying to you guys, but it's always a good idea. It's always great to just follow and stick to your technical analysis and wait until these are are in uptrending patterns before even investing, right? So AMD, guys, this one has a big chunk of profit margin of about 25% if we are able to reverse in the markets. Amazon got hit pretty hard, guys, from $2,000.32 all the way down to about $1,700. So Amazon, if you're, Amazon down 20% right now. If you're a long-term believer of Amazon, I do think these are good buying opportunities for the long-term investor, right? And, I'm just talking about swing trading in this particular video. If we're swing trading these stocks, guys, I would want to wait for a push up in price because I want to catch it at the best possible price point. But if we're looking to long-term invest in these companies that I'm talking about in this video, I believe that right now is a good buying point no matter what, if we're trading under the EMA line, or it doesn't really matter, right? Because if you're a long-term investor, you're not too worried about the technicals, you're more worried about the fundamentals of a company, right? So at this particular point, guys, the markets have seen 7 to 10% sell-offs, like I said. So if you're a long-term investor, you might be interested in picking up some shares of these big long-term companies. And I'm personally doing this in 2 companies this upcoming week, and I'm going to be talking about this in a little bit later on in this video. But for this video, this purpose of this video is mostly about swing trading. And for swing trading, guys, it's much different than long-term investing because we are focusing on patterns and we're focusing on technical analysis rather than the fundamentals of a company. We're obviously focusing on fundamentals in a sense because we don't want to swing trade a company that's completely crappy in terms of fundamentals, but we are more focused on the pattern and whether or not the stock is in an uptrending pattern, right? Or whether or not it's pushing up in price. And right now, none of these stocks really are. They are still under the EMA lines, which is a sign that they are downtrending still. So, in terms of swing trading, guys, I still want to wait for these companies. But if we're long-term investing, I do believe this market sell-off is opening some, value for you long-term, right? So Amazon, guys, big one that we want to keep our eyes on. Boeing is one that I really want to keep my eyes on as well. And this one is holding above nicely on the 180 SMA. So this one is looking very nicely, actually, now that I'm looking at it. And we could put an alert here on Boeing at about, let's say, $367.75-ish cents, or 360, let's do 367.5. Perfect. So I want to see a break out of this. I want to see a break up towards the EMA line before even considering trading Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Facebook, and this is the one that I'm planning on adding more shares for my long-term position, because for those of you guys that don't know, I haven't really talked about this in a couple of weeks. I'm in Facebook long. I'm in a Facebook for the long term, at least 3 to 5 years out. I do love this company. I believe in what they are doing, and I think they're going to be massive. I started buying in shares of Facebook on this massive dip that we saw about 2-3 months ago at about $170, and I believe my average cost right now is right around $170-ish. I don't remember. I have to check my Fidelity account to be exact, but I haven't picked up Facebook shares in a couple of weeks now, and I am thinking about picking up some shares right now in the 150s, possibly this week, depending on how everything is moving. So Facebook, guys, this one's not showing any signs of a reversal whatsoever if we're talking about swing trading, so I would not, swing trade Facebook in the short term until we do see a break out of this downwards trending channel below the EMA and below the 50-day SMA here at least, right? But in terms of long-term investing, in terms of long-term holding Facebook, I do believe this is a very good time to be buying Facebook because in 5 years, I think it's going to be massively over where it is right now in terms of $153. So Facebook, guys, does offer a lot of potential for profit for the swing trader, but we want to see a break out of this downwards trending channel first. So Google is another one that we're watching, guys. Sold off pretty heavily from about $12.50 to about all the way down to about $10.50. So pretty big sell-off from the highs about 2 months ago in Google, down about 15%. And we're seeing a trend here. The large cap stocks, have been getting crushed from the market sell-off. And this is something that's pretty obvious to the, an investor or a trader that's been in the game for a while, but a beginner out there might not really understand this. So usually the big companies, large cap companies, especially those over $500 billion of market cap, especially pretty much 100 plus billion market cap plus, these companies get hammered when the stock market sells off, right? Like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. These are stocks that get killed when the markets are selling off. So we notice the profit here margin, but again, this one's not showing any signs of a reversal quite yet. So, the trend here, guys, is that a lot of these aren't showing signs of reversals quite yet. So patience is going to be key here. And, Netflix is the next one, ticker symbol NFLX. We're holding above the 315 support here. And, we're slowly starting to push up in price. I would love to see Netflix break above this resistance point here at about 345-ish before taking a position, and I'm going to set an alert on Netflix at about $345 so we can wait and see whether or not it's going to break out of there. So $345, perfect. We're going to set that alert there. Square is another one, ticker symbol SQ. This one was up about 7% on Friday, so a nice recovery day for Square because this one got absolutely hammered, guys, down about 30% from its highs of about $100. And, we're slowly starting to push back up here, but we want to see the break out of that EMA line. And the last one we're going to talk about is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. This one is hovering above its support at about $250, and it's been pretty much there for the past couple of trading days. So I want to see a break above this EMA line, a break past at least, I'm going to readjust my alert here. I want to see a break at least above $260 before even considering even trading Tesla. Actually, 265-ish more like it. Because 260, yeah, it's still too close, I believe. So 265 is where I want to see Tesla break above before even taking a position. So just to recap this video, guys, a lot of these stocks are still downtrending due to the markets still being in a downtrending pattern, still selling off. So what I want to wait for is for the markets to reverse, to break out of the downtrending channel that they are in, which is pretty much under the EMA line. They are all trading under the EMA line, so I want to see a break out of there, which is going to send these large cap stocks that we've talked about in this video up in price, which is going to give us good entry points if we are looking to swing trade them. If we're looking to long-term invest in these companies, these could be good buying opportunities due to the big 7 to 10% correction that we've seen in the markets. And this is contingent based upon whether you think that the market is going to remain bullish for the next 2 to 3 years or whether or not if you think the market is going to, crash in the next 1 to 2 years. It's all whether or not, what you believe in terms of what's going to happen in the markets. And you always have to do your own research before trading. You always have to do your own research before investing. And that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. So these are the major ones I'm watching. Let me know what you guys are watching down below in the comment section. I would really love to know what you're looking to trade, what you're watching. Do you think the markets are going to reverse this week? Do you think we're going to continue to sell off? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great Sunday night, great rest of your weekend. I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace.